Hello, boys and girls. Great to see you again. Miss seeing you in class every day and getting the opportunity to work with you. Mr. Ledeen and I, over the next 3+ weeks, we're going to do 7 basic basketball handling units. Now, some of the games we'd love to play for you that have been here, like Dribble Knockout, Pirate, some of those things, we're not going to be able to do because obviously you might not have a basketball hoop at your house, or you might not have a floor to bounce it on and different things like that. But we're going to go through and do some of the reminders of stuff we've done in class, and each lesson will be about 10 minutes. It might be 8 minutes, it might be 11 minutes, but we'll try to limit it to 10 minutes. If you're able to have a basketball or some kind of playground ball or a tennis ball or something that can bounce, that would be great. Worst case, if you can't find anything, another alternative that I did is I just rolled up a couple socks, and it'll allow you to do some of the things that we're doing. Not everything, but at least some of the stuff. First thing, if you remember from last year for our first and second graders, we talked about you control the ball using your finger pads. And your finger pads are the part of your hands that when you dip your fingers in the ink and you make a fingerprint, that is what you want to touch the ball with. So if I'm holding the ball, there should always be a space between my hand and the ball. They shouldn't be on them if possible. You want to try to keep your finger pads on the ball. Our first challenge, if some of you keep seeing me look down, I have my little cheat sheet of what we're going to cover today. So our first one, what we're going to try to do, if you have a ball that can bounce, is I'm going to turn this way so you can see. I'm going to stay tall so my knees aren't in the way. If I sit back, my knees are going to be in the way. So I'm going to stand up tall like this and just see if I can push the ball down and control it. We're going to give you a minute here just to try to work on controlling the basketball. If you're just a beginner, you might have to look at the basketball the whole time to keep it going. If you can get more advanced, see if you can keep your eyes up and not look at the ball. Give it a chance. See if you can do this. And I'm just going to stop and give you a little time. We'll just keep it going. All right, our next step, hopefully you're able to control it. If not, you can keep working at that. If you're ready to move to the next level, we're just going to simply try to push it with one hand and the other. Notice how I'm controlling the ball and keeping it in front of me. Hopefully you're not slapping at it. We want you to use your finger pads to push the ball down and have it controlled and stay by you. See if you can do this. And again, I'm staying nice and tall so that my knees are out of the way. We'll give you about 30 seconds to try this. Okay, our next challenge, now we're going to let you rest up. You've been in this position a lot. Now we're going to let you sit down on your feet. And you're going to take the ball and see if you can take it and roll it around your body. Using your finger pads to control it, can you roll it around your body? Now, if you don't have a ball, this is where you could use your socks, and you could pass it from one hand to the other and bring it around your body. Or you could roll that or slide it on the ground. See if you can do that. After a little bit, see if you can go the opposite direction. Can you roll it around your body going the opposite direction? And again, we'll give you about 30 seconds here. Okay, our next challenge. Now we're going to be up nice and tall on our knees again. We're going to simply, instead of using two hands, can you take one hand off? And again, in class we would do this like you're waving to a friend. Can you have a hand off the ball and wave to your friend? And if that's easy, can you switch and then use your other hand and wave to your friend? Some of you will be able to do this. And again, if you're not ready for this, just simply try to use two hands to control the ball. And yes, we know in real basketball you can't use two hands, but if you need to control it, go ahead and control it. So again, one hand or the other. I'll give you a little bit of time to do this. Our next challenge, you know the AB pattern from class, and our AB are going to be our right and our left hands. So we're going to simply work on, can you push it from one hand to the other? Notice the ball stays in front of me, and I'm just using one hand, then the other hand. One hand and the other hand. Trying to control it. If it's pretty easy for you, see if you can get the ball to go a little bit lower. Or can you go a little bit higher, but always controlling it with your finger pads. And again, we'll give you about 15 seconds to do this, and then we're going to switch. Okay, our next challenge, I'm going to stand up. My goal is to stay in the same spot. In other words, I'm not going to be running around in my house. I'm always going to be under control. So the challenge, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm going to drop the ball, clap once, and catch it with my finger pads. Notice I didn't catch it with my body. I'm catching it with my finger pads. If you can do that, can you drop it? Clap 2 times and catch it. And then 3. How many can you get up to? And every time you make a mistake, you start back at 1. If you don't have a basketball, you can do the same thing with your socks. Can you throw it, clap, catch? Throw it, clap twice. How many can you build up to? We'll give you about a minute to try this. And try to remember what your best score was, because we'll do this again at some point. In our last one, I'll turn sideways so you can see again. I'm going to get up nice and tall and put one foot in front of me. I'm going to take the basketball and I'm going to see if I can roll the ball around my foot. I'm going to roll it one direction, and then after a little bit of time, I'm going to switch and roll it the other direction. If you're able to do that, then can you switch? Put your front leg to the back leg to the front, and do the same thing, rolling it around your foot, and then switching and rolling it the other direction. And again, if you don't have a ball, you can take your socks or a washcloth or something, and go around one leg, and then go around in the opposite direction. So again, this is our first lesson, and we're going to do 7 total. So this will come out Tuesday, which is hopefully today for most of you, and then we'll get the next one coming out on Thursday. Give it your best try, and we'll be happy to see anything that you can send back to us. Have a great day.